Hey guys, because some people know I'm a pilot, I've been getting lots of emails last week or so from friends and family and other YouTubers and all sorts of people, mostly sending links to all sorts of theories about this missing Malaysian flight. And to be honest, I didn't look at most of them. A couple of them, if I wasn't real busy when I was opening the email, a couple of them I had a bit of a quick glance at, but most of them I didn't even open. The reason is that unfortunately most of the information that these theories are based on is coming from the media. And as we've covered in previous videos, the average media reporter has absolutely no idea about aviation related stuff at all. And most of their information comes from all sorts of dodgy sources. So taking that information that's usually not real accurate anyway, and you can see lots of examples of this, all the misreporting, the confusion about the communication systems on aeroplanes and how radar works and how transponders work and how primary radio works and how SSR works and all the technical stuff that confuses people and confuses the media. And it's all been, not all of it's been incorrectly reported, but a lot of it is. You know, a lot of these reports get through the first couple of sentences and just stop because it's like they're so far off. So unfortunately that information, and it's all sketchy anyway, most of it, and a lot of it's based on conjecture. So then we've got all sorts of other people then taking that questionable information and then coming up with theories. And if they have any sort of aviation experience at all, if they happen to be a pilot or they happen to be somebody else in aviation, everybody listens to them. So, you know, I got sent lots of these. One of them I got sent from a family member who loves this sort of stuff. And the theory was that the pilot had hidden his aeroplane next to or underneath another aeroplane that happened to be flying by so that it wouldn't be picked up on radar and all this sort of stuff. And because the conspiracy, people who love conspiracies too are all sending stuff about all these government conspiracies and about all it just goes on and on and on, you know. So look, the short answer is, no, there isn't a short answer, sorry. The answer is, well, my response to that is that yes, I've got 25 years of aviation experience. I've got a lot of friends who've got more than that. I know lots of other commercial pilots. I know one of the most respected air traffic controllers in the country, in the world, who's actually set up air traffic control systems in countries all over the world, and very well respected man. And what all these people have in common is none of them are proposing any theories. And it's because people who watch, I mean, when you're in aviation, you're very interested if anything happens to an aircraft. I mean, most of us, most professional pilots subscribe to flight safety magazines. Now, Australian CASA, Civil Aviation Safety Authority, actually have a flight magazine, and in it is every incident and accident that's reported in Australia, because and often around the world as well, because the thinking is, and that's not just Australia, America's FAA's got it as well, and you know, usually most countries, the results of any sort of aircraft accidents or incidents are reported because the thinking is that if aviation people are aware of what's gone wrong, that they can help avoid the same thing happening again, because not always, but there's almost always an element of pilot error or human error involved in aircraft incidents and accidents. So that's why if the people in the aviation industry understand them, that helps us reduce our chances of making the same mistakes. And I know most of the professional pilots I know read accident incident reports really thoroughly, because they want to learn from them and don't want to make the same mistakes. And quite often it gives a cold chill. If you're a pilot and you read an accident incident report, quite often it'll give you a cold chill because you can recognise the behaviour, or you can recognise how that thing's come to pass, and it embeds it in your mind then, I don't want to make that mistake because that will kill me. So that is a very well respected and sensible thing for pilots and aviation people to do. However, that's only useful after all the facts are known and all the information's in and we really know the facts of the situation. And that's why most professionals that I know just don't even listen. It's the same as whenever there's accidents, you know, aircraft suddenly crashes into the ground or something, and you know, whenever that happens, we reported on a couple of these in the past where, you know, all the media jump in and all have their opinion, and most of the professionals I know just don't participate in that at all. We just wait. We just wait until the facts are known, and then when the facts are known, that's what we study. Because studying conjecture in the meantime from all these other people, it's not worthwhile to anybody. So I want to say, I do understand the guy in my family that likes this sort of stuff. He also likes conspiracies, and also likes, but he's a really intelligent guy, and I think he enjoys the mental challenge of the puzzle, because this sort of thing is a puzzle. That Malaysian one's particularly interesting to people because it's a mystery. You know, in the modern age, that a big jetliner can disappear like that is a real whodunit, isn't it? It's a real mystery, and the circumstances of it are really mysterious as well, leaning towards something going on with the pilots, but who knows? But it is a mystery. It is a mystery. So that's why it's getting people in, and that's why it's interesting people and the media and everybody else, and I think that's why people like the guy in my family and like a lot of these other people that come out with their theories enjoy the mental challenge of collecting the information that's available to them and then coming up with a theory, you know, and that's understandable. But unfortunately, you know, if they're doing that just for the mental exercise, then fine, no harm done. But unfortunately, I think these things tend to be a waste of time, because rarely do people get it right. I mean, obviously, if you get enough theories going, someone's going to get it right now and again, but we don't have enough information. We just don't. You know, we can see which theories are bullshit. You know, the guy with the aeroplane formed up with another aeroplane really close, so it only painted as one aeroplane on the radar and all this sort of shit. I mean, there's things like that that people that understand how these systems work take one look at it and just flick it aside, because we know that that's not what happened, you know, for a whole heap of reasons. I won't bother going into any of these. Anybody who believes any of those, that's fine. I'm not going to waste time trying to convince you otherwise. If you believe it, that's fine. And when finally all the facts come out, then we'll see, you know, because I don't believe in conspiracies when it comes to this sort of stuff, because you've got, you know, CASA from Australia, you've got FAA from America, you've got all the government agencies from around the world want to know what happened, and they want to know what happened, they want to detail it, and they want to report it. And, you know, if you want to believe again that it's all a conspiracy and that it's all, you know, we're not going to know the truth and everything, that's fine, you can believe that too. But, you know, I choose to believe, based on what I've seen, 25 years of aviation, that they're all going to be very keen to solve it and to tell us exactly what happened, you know. So my advice, the reason I made this video is, first of all, every time people send me a link from now on, or ask me what I think, I'm just going to send them this video. So that's the main reason I made it, was just to make it easier to respond to all these people. But as far as what I think, or my suggestion is that just don't waste your time on it. Unless you enjoy the mental exercise of reading through all these different theories and stuff, that's fine. But I suggest that it's a waste of time, that there's not enough of information available to us. If there's enough information available to us to solve the mystery, then the people whose job it is to solve this mystery would have solved it. The FAA or the CASA from Australia, or one of the other places where the people are really, I mean, the guys that work for FAA and CASA and these other government aviation groups are some of the most experienced aviation people in the world. If they can't solve it based on the information that they have, and you can be sure their information isn't coming from the press, where our information is coming from. Their information is not coming from the media. Their information is coming directly from the sources, from their interviews with the airline and interviews with the air traffic controllers, and their information is coming directly. Now, if those guys can't solve it, then some dude spending all these days looking at stuff on the internet isn't going to solve it either. Really, you know, we're kidding ourselves, you know. Some of these aviation incidents and accidents you can sort of see. You can have a look and you can see what's happened. Oh yeah, he's gone a bit slow there, one wing's dropped and he's gone into the ground, or, you know, sometimes we can see what's happened. But when it's a bigger thing like this, you just don't know. And really, a part of me feels like it's sort of disrespectful to treat it like a game or a puzzle, because it's a lot of people died. You know, I always think that there's an element of, you know, it needs to be investigated and it needs to be solved and everything else. But I think, you know, Joe Public treating it like treating it like entertainment, which I think a lot of people do. They just treat it like a bit of interesting entertainment with a morbid curiosity, and they're not contributing anything. These guys that are posting their theories all over the internet, they're not contributing anything to the situation at all. They're just sort of turning into some sort of morbid curiosity thing, which is pretty, I don't know, disrespectful to the people whose loved ones are missing, and you know, and the people themselves. So again, up to other people what they choose to do. As usual with these sorts of things, I've been asked my opinion by family members and friends and by other people on the internet. So here's my opinion. As a pilot of 25 years, here's my opinion. That was it. So anyway, there it was. More videos coming soon.